Welcome back to your homework, guys. This week we're going to focus on sentence structure. We know from class that we've been studying simple sentences and compound sentences so far. A simple sentence is just a thought. It's a subject and a predicate. And then a compound sentence we know is two complete sentences that have been combined into one sentence with a comma and a conjunction. And we remember that a conjunction is just a big fancy word for a combining word. The conjunctions that you're going to work with are fanboys, but remember there's four big ones that we're going to be using in class. That's going to be and, or, but, and so. So sentence structure for a compound sentence is going to have a whole complete thought with a subject and a predicate, with the comma and the conjunction, and then another complete thought. And of course every good sentence is going to have a capital at the beginning and then an ending punctuation mark at the end. So while I'm reading this super cute book to you, we're going to be talking about sentence structure. This book has all kinds of sentences in it. I printed out a few for you to test your skills and see if you can decide whether or not it's compound or simple. So this is The Monster Who Lost His Mane. It is by Tiffany Strelitz-Haber, and it's really cute. I hope you enjoy it. So it says, monsters are a spooky bunch, a scary, hairy group. They run in packs, leave giant tracks, and dine on eyeball soup. Okay, so here's my first sentence for you. We're going to decide, is this a simple sentence or is this a compound sentence? So I color-coded the first couple for you. This monsters is going to be who the sentence is about, so that's going to be the subject of the sentence. And then I see my linking verb and my be verb are a spooky bunch, and that tells me more about monsters. So I know that I have one subject and one predicate, and that's going to make this a simple sentence. Okay, so this is a very important page to monsters. It's going to have a little acrostic that's going to tell me about monsters. And every monster, all these words, all these letters make up his personality. So the M stands for mean. The O stands for observant, noisy, super strong, tough to please, envious, and remarkable. It says a monster's all of these. That's all the characteristics of its personality. But this monster has a problem. It says one day a monster's M went missing, gone without a trace. You'll remember that the M stands for mean. So he's got all of his letters, but his M is gone. One day a monster's M went missing, gone without a trace. And every M is custom made, the kind you can't replace. So now he's just the onster, because he doesn't have an M. Now he's an onster. And the teasing never ends. Not only has he lost his mane, he's lost his monster friends. Here's another example for you. So this says, now he's just the onster, and the teasing never ends. I do see that comma and the conjunction. When I see a comma conjunction, I like to cover up the comma conjunction and see if I have a complete thought before it and a complete thought after it. So let's check. We're going to cover up the and, because that's my combining word. Now he's just the onster. He is my subject. It's who the sentence is telling me about. And then is just the onster is going to be my predicate, because it's telling me more about the he. And now down here it says, the teasing never ends. This is about the teasing, and what do I learn about the teasing? That it never ends. So when I look at this conjunction, I do see a subject and predicate before it and a subject and predicate after it. This is a compound sentence. Boom, boom, crunch, crunch. The onster sits alone at lunch. Boo-hoo, sigh, sigh. The onster's sad and starts to cry. Okay, so now this one says the onster is sad and starts to cry. I do see that conjunction, the combining word. So let's cover it up and see if we have a subject and predicate on both sides. So the first one says the onster is sad. Who is it about? The onster. And what is he? He is sad. But if I look on the other side, all it says is starts to cry. Now you should be asking yourself, who starts to cry? We need that subject to link back to starts to cry. So we can't put a comma here and call this a compound sentence. This is just a simple sentence that has a double predicate. It has two predicates, but it's still a simple sentence. I'm nothing since I lost my mean, he sobs into his stew. I've got to find that M, or else it's bye-bye monster crew. The onster tears through all his sheets and peeks beneath his bed, explores around the playground, and picks apart his shed. He empties every garbage can in all of Monster Wood. He even checks the engine under every monster hood. So here's an example. I did not color code this one, so we're going to have to figure it out ourselves. It says, he empties every garbage can in all of Monster Wood. Who is that about? It's about the he. And what is he doing? He's emptying all the garbage cans in the city. So I only have one complete thought here, and if I only have one complete thought, then it's a simple sentence. Nothing. Nada. Not a trace. He hangs his hairy head. Without my M, I'm not myself. I'm someone else instead. He can't be mean to human kids, so why not help with chores? Sweeping, heaping, light housekeeping, organizing drawers. He joins in all their soccer games and rules at basketball. He doesn't seem to miss that missing M so much at all. Okay, so let's check this one. It says, he joins in all their soccer games and rules at basketball. I do see a conjunction. I do see a combining word right here. So let's cover it up and check on both sides. He joins in all their soccer games. Who is it about? He. And what is he doing? Joining in all the soccer games. Now let's check the other side. Rules at basketball. You should be asking yourself, who rules at basketball? If they don't say that specifically on this side of the conjunction, then that's telling me that this is a compound predicate. It's a double predicate, because it still needs to link back at that he. So if I don't have a complete thought on both sides of that and, then this is a simple sentence. I'm having tons of fun, he laughs, returning from a swim. But then he hears some other monsters making fun of him. The onster feels embarrassed. He sees their point of view. I really need to stop this stuff and do what monsters do. Maybe I'll pretend I mean. I bet it's not that hard. Perhaps I'll pull the flowers out of Mrs. Power's yard. He stares at all the roses and all their stunning shades of red, but just can't bear to harm them, so he waters them instead. It's not very mean. The onster thinks, I'll throw some eggs at Mr. Lander's van, but winds up cooking brunch for the entire Landers clan. I'm way too nice without my M. My monster days are through. I just don't fit in Monster Wood. I'm not sure what to do. He sadly heads on home again with teardrops in his eyes. He swings his front door open and is greeted with surprise. It's not the monsters, who is it? It's all the kids he's being nice to. A party in his honor. The onster's eyes grow wide. His name and picture cover every empty space inside. I'm not a monster after all, the onster comprehends. I may have lost my M, but then I found amazing friends. So here's our last example. It says, I may have lost my M, but I found amazing friends. I do see a conjunction. Do you see it? This but. So I'm going to cover up the conjunction. And it says, I may have lost my M. Who is that about? I. And what did he do? May have lost my M. So I have a complete thought on one side. And this side it says, I Found amazing friends. What did he do? Or who is it? I. And what did he do? Found amazing friends. So I do have a complete thought on the other side of the conjunction. I do see a comma in between that's dividing it into two complete thoughts. So this is a compound sentence. Boom, boom, pow, pow. The onster waves and takes a bow. Let's have 3 cheers. Hip, hip, hooray. I'm happier in every way. So the monster got to be himself and he got to keep his friends. I hope you enjoyed this book. On Friday when you come to class, we are going to be taking the AR test on the book, and then I do have some sentences for you to identify as either simple sentences or compound sentences, and we'll be combining some sentences of our own. So thanks for watching.